Oh, he's getting it now.
Hey everyone, welcome to Heavy Metal Customs. We're out here in the shop today with the Hootie Hoo and the Hootie Hoo Danger Ranger. Oh yeah. This thing is a lot of truck. If you would like, go check out the other videos. I have a complete series of videos on this truck from the second that Adam decided to cut the roof off of it. I handed him a Sawzall, and after that it was on. But you can go to both of our channels. He's got some good videos on it, and I've got all the build videos on it, so go check them out. But for today, what we're going to do, we're getting this thing ready for a road trip. It's the IV 8888 shoot. We're headed down there this weekend. Adam says the clutch is out on this thing. Considering the mileage and the years you've had it, it's held up pretty well.
Yeah, I've been driving it 3-4 years.
Yeah, and now with the big old tires, put a little more stress on it, not bad. But what he did, he went and bought a complete new clutch set, power torque, and we also have the, that would be the slave cylinder. It goes inside the transmission on the Rangers. We're going to show you that, because the slave cylinder and the throw-out bearing combination, we have everything, and he got smart and picked up a rear main seal as well. If you're going to do a clutch, go ahead and put a rear main seal in. You're already there. It's just a smart thing to do. But what we're going to do on this video is just carry you through and more or less step by step and show you how to do this process. And also, look out for Hootie Hoo's video. He'll be releasing one as well. It'd probably be like, what, a more condensed version?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
goofy version.
Well, it'd be more of a get to the point version. But what I'm going to do is run down everything you need to do this job and how to do this job, starting with the tools you're going to need. Let me show you what I've gathered so far, and I think this is about all we need. All right, well, we'll get to use our new cart today. That's cool. I grabbed an air ratchet, 3/8 breaker bar, 1/2-inch wrench, couple extensions, Phillips head. That Torx bit, that's for the front drive shaft, because this is a 4-wheel drive. An ugly screwdriver if something doesn't want to move. 13 wobble, a 13 regular, a 12mm multi-point, not just a regular. This is for the rear drive shaft. I couldn't even find mine. Luckily Adam had his. Of course, a pry bar and a long extension, a 15mm and an 18mm. This should get everything done, and if not, whatever tools we do grab through the process, I'll point them out to y'all. But this thing sit here long enough, just cool down, I think we're going to be okay. So we're going to start on it, and first things first, we'll take the negative battery cable off, and we'll go in here and take this little plastic assembly out for the cup holders and get the shifter out of the way. Alright, Adam's got the battery disconnected. Now he's going for the shifter. And as y'all can see down there, there's a nut. He's done got the plastic and everything off. Just take that nut out. And I can't remember if you got to push that bolt all the way out or not, Adam. It's been a while. But I'll tell y'all in just a second. He'll get that nut undone and we'll get this shifter off of there and then get under the car. Alright guys, on that shifter, once you take the nut, undo the nut, don't really need to undo it. Screw the nut back on there, take your hammer, tap, 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 she'll come through, take the nut off, grab it out, shifter comes straight up. Now we're going to beam it up in there and get serious about it. Alright guys, under the vehicle, going to give you a quick rundown of our first steps. We'll be taking the drive shaft loose here at the transfer case. Now the front drive shaft, that's a pain to get into there. So we're going to take it loose here at the front differential. Then we'll get all our electrical plugs out of the way. Then there's 3 13mm bolts we will take out and slide the starter back. No need to take any of your starter electrical, just needs to be taken off the bell housing and slid backwards. Then I'll come in here with the Sawzall and cut this pipe to give us room. We'll get that much accomplished, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright guys, we got this stuff accomplished. We'll take drive shaft all the way out, because on this one it wouldn't move over enough to get out of our way. We've got this electrical disconnected. I think there's some on top that we may have to deal with. We'll check it in a minute. Front drive shaft's out, starter's out, and that pipe just got cut. Now the next thing we're going to do is take this center cross member out here. What we'll do here, these two 18 millimeters, that's a transmission mount. We'll take them two loose. We'll take this shield off. I think they were like some 5/16 or whatever. I'll have to grab that socket. And then you got 1, 2, and a long bolt going through here. The same on this side. Once we get them, then the transmission is going to lower down some because of the weight of everything. Then we can check our other electrical, which I don't think that's even going. Okay, that's going over there. And then we can start our bell housing bolts and try to get our transmission out. Alright guys, we're at that point where we're about to lower it down, and I'll recheck if I missed a wiring harness up there. See, we got the cross member out. Adam got that hydraulic line off there without breaking it. That's always a plus. I think everything else is out of the way. So yeah, I'm going to set the camera down and we're going to drop this transmission down. And then once we do, I'll get you a good view of it up there and what bolts we need to take out in order to get this thing removed. Alright guys, we're just about ready to snatch all the bolts out. I'm sure y'all really can't see that well, but there's 4, focus, there's 4 on top of the bell housing, and then there's 1 on each side coming from the engine side. So we're counting 6 bolts total, and we should be sliding this thing out. For safety's sakes, I'm not going to have the camera under here, but we'll get them 6 out and slide her out, and then show y'all where to go from there. Alright, well we finally got that thing out. Guys, I'm going to tell you, 1 bolt was over an hour. Whoever put this thing together was either Hercules or they had some kind of air gun from you know where, because they were way too tight. Me and Adam had to work as a team just to get all the bolts out. It was ridiculous. But we got the transmission dropped down. There it is. We didn't drop it. We didn't break it. So that's always good.
Not yet.
Not yet. So now what we're going to do is get the clutch pressure plate off of there. If we take the pressure plate off, the clutch will come with it because it's just sandwiched in between there. And then we'll be taking our flywheel off because we got a rear main seal, and we also have this bearing that is down inside the crankshaft. I'll show you that when we get closer. But for now, we'll take the pressure plate off. And what that is these bolts right here. I think they're 10 millimeters. And we just take these out, and the pressure plate and the clutch will come off. Alright, as you can see, we got the clutch off, took the flywheel and everything off. Now what we're going to do is this rear main seal. We're going to go ahead and put in a new one. Then next, get this bearing out. And I have a cool tool to do that. As far as the seal goes, I don't think I can do this one-handed. Anyway, I got a seal puller, and it just goes in there, get a hold of the seal and pry her out, and tap the other one in real easy and straight with some oil on it. Good timing. Alright guys, now we've got to get that bearing, pilot bearing out. And here's what I have. Slide hammer set up here, and you see how these little teeth are right here? Well, as I tighten this down on here, that comes out and pushes them apart and tightens it up on the bearing. Then, bam, and that's it. Alright, well, we're going to get that out of there. We've already got the old seal out and the new seal in. Alright guys, got the new seal installed, as you can see. And we got that bearing in there. Our tool didn't work out so well, but we figured it out, no stress. Adam got her all greased up, ready to rock and roll. The next thing we're going to do is this throwout bearing assembly. And here's something y'all need to pay attention to, guys. Here's a new one that they give us. Everything's looking exactly the same, except for this connector. It's a different style. Now versus going back to the store and waiting for 6 years for them to order the exact one, if the rest of this looks exactly the same, we're just going to change this snout out to where our factory line will go in there like it's supposed to. No big deal. There's just a roll pin right there. Tap it out. Take this out, put the other one in, make sure the O-ring's good. Alright guys, we got the flying wheel, as you can see Adam has. Got her all cleaned up. And he's got that throwout bearing assembly installed. We did change that input for the line, so that's a good thing. So now we're fixing to throw this in there. I'm going to put some red Loctite on them little bolts. Always put some Loctite on them little bolts. Yes, them are the bolts. And then we'll get our clutch assembly started in. Alright guys, Adam got that clutch in there, done a good job. It's lined up properly. We've got the plate back on. All of that's done. All of that's done, so you know what that means. We're going to put this bad boy back together. Now, I'm not going to video any of this because it's just a reverse of what we've done to take it apart. But if I run across little tips or tricks along the way, I'll throw them in the video. But this is pretty much straightforward. So reassembly is just a reverse of the disassembly process. Well guys, we got her all put together and everything. And seems to be okay. He's out test driving it right now. I was going to say, that's one of the easiest slave cylinders I ever bled. Filled it up with fluid, opened the bleeder, let it gravity bleed. We pushed the pedal one time to bleed it, and it turned out perfect, I do believe. But let's let him take it down the road and come back. We'll see how everything turned out. How's it feel?
I went that way, so running through all the gears.
No slippage, no jerking. Well, we done good clean up that flywheel, no vibration. Yeah. Well, I'm half good at it. You're the ASC certified tech. Y'all, look at this shirt he's got on. That is a real mechanic shirt.
Hey,
He changed his name.
I know what I'm doing.
Now we really know his name is Steve.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, guys, there you go. One knocked out. Well, everyone, there you got it. How to do a clutch in a Ranger. And, ooh, got some greasy marks on it. Well, she needs cleaning up anyway. But everything worked out fine. We had a couple of issues, like I say, with them bolts and whatnot. But that's to be expected on an older model vehicle. So just be diligent and you will get it done. Take your time and pay attention. Now that we got all that sewed up, Adam went and run back through and checked all the fluids, front end, rear end, transmission, transfer case, power steering, brakes, blah, blah, blah. We run through everything and make sure this thing's road ready. The only thing we're lacking is tires. He's waiting for 2 more to come in, and we're going to put some wheel spacers on it. So what we're going to do now, throw it back in the shop and get it all up in there and get these tires off here where you can run them down and have them swap when another 2 come in. But I'll start working on the wheel spacers, make sure they're fitting properly, and they go on there and they're put on there correctly. Well guys, appreciate you watching that. Hope you enjoyed it. If you would, throw us down some comments. If you're able, hit us up on Patreon. And please, like, share, and subscribe. Again, appreciate it. Until the next one, hope that everyone has a fantastic day.